Hey everybody, and welcome back to another show. How are you, Jeremy? How's things?
Oh, not bad at all. Been busy.
Oh, it's like that this time of the year. Too much beaching and, and obviously the family stuff as well. So
Lots of family stuff and no real breaks, just work, and more work.
Yes, I know that feeling all too well, and I'm pretty sure most of our listeners do as well. So tonight we're going to talk about a fun one, aren't we?
Yes. Unfortunately, Fernando's not here to join us about the talk of this because I'm pretty sure a group comes up that he loves the most.
Oh, maybe we should actually put this one off and record it when he's here, because I know he's going to miss out big time on this one. But there you go. That's what happens. So, yep, we are talking about secret societies. How fun is this? You do your research and you find out there's 15 secret societies around, or whatever the number is, and you realise that
the rest of them are doing a job great.
The rest of them have been doing a much better job because you don't know who they are. And we only know about the secret societies that are not really that secret. Maybe what goes on there's a secret, but not the society itself. And there's a few of them around, and they've been going around for a long, long time. So I'm sure there's a few names that everybody's thinking of already.
There is. I've got one actually that kind of goes back to the last show that we're just talking about, with a certain person that copped a piece of lead to the skull. I haven't heard much about these people before, but they're called the Ancient Order of the Hibernians.
I've heard the name. I don't know much about them, though.
So they were founded in 1836, and they were known for their mission was protecting Catholic churches from anti-Catholic forces.
Okay.
And a couple of their well-known members include John F. Kennedy, Fulton Sheen, and Pat O'Brien.
The funny thing about that, though, when you actually describe that, the way you described it about protecting the church from non-churchy people like us, it sounds very much like the Knights Templar. And they go back a lot further.
Well, these guys are the oldest Irish Catholic fraternal organisation in the United States.
That just sounds like a joke right at start from the start.
It shielded Catholics from bigotry in the US from the 19th century.
Yeah.
Traces its roots to secret societies created in Ireland more than 300 years ago to protect Catholics from British oppression.
Well, the Irish and the British have never really got on.
No, one's correct all the time. One thinks they're going forwards when they're going backwards.
And the other one's Irish. No, I shouldn't say things like that. No. But yeah, I guess everybody knows about the Knights Templar. They're not really a secret society, but everything about them is secretive, everybody knows about how they were wiped out in 1307 and the roots of Friday the 13th and things like that. But all right, so we go back, and what would happen is they were charged with protecting the pilgrims that would leave Europe and go to the Holy Land, right? Now, a lot of these people would sell up all of their worldly goods because they couldn't take it with them. So they would talk to the Knights Templar in France or England, wherever they were, and they would say, well, all your stuff is worth this much. You give us all of your stuff, and we will give you this piece of paper, which you then, or this token, whatever it was, and then when you get to the Holy Land, you hand it to the Knights Templar there, and they say, okay, you're worth that much. We'll give you this much to get yourself set up. So it's like the original banking setup. It's like the original...
give us some money and we'll give you help.
Funds transfer kind of thing, and also they protected them along the way. So that's how they got rich. Now, what happened was over the years, they were making so much money. They were making more money than the Vatican. They were making more money than France. So they were a richer society than King Philip of France and the Pope at the time and things like that. Now, ultimately. It's rumoured that they found the secret vaults in Jerusalem, and they found the Holy Grail. This is all total Dan Brown type area where we're at now, and I love this stuff. It's really good. But what happened was that it was rumoured that the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant, things like that, were brought back to France. And again, anybody who's watched the Da Vinci Code will know a lot of this sort of stuff. But ultimately, the King of France, King Philip, did not like the fact that they were so rich. He was borrowing money from the Templars all the time to fund his wars and things like that. And of course, they were taking orders from the Pope. Now, the Pope was very loyal to his Templars, to the point where it's rumored that King Philip of France actually had the Pope assassinated, and the Pope was replaced with somebody that he basically picked. And then he, along with the Pope, eventually started rumors that the Knights Templar were heretics and things like that, which led to ultimately Friday the 13th of October 1307, when the order was given to round up all the Knights Templars, and they were all burnt at the stake or whatever for heresy. And I think the Grand Master, they kept him around for a while and basically beat him until he admitted that they worship false gods and they would do lots of homosexual acts and things like that, which was right out of the question way back then, you know.
Greek.
Yeah, and that's why they actually, the Knights Templar knew they heard that this was going to happen, and that's when because when they got to the port where the Templar ships were, all the Templar ships were gone. So they don't know how many of them escaped, but most of their goods were gone as well. Now, what happened was, because the Templars were basically disavowed, obviously King Philip's debts were wiped, so he was happy he didn't have to pay it all back. But he was hoping to actually capture all of their wealth and add it to his coffers, and that didn't turn out for him. Of course, then you go through your Dan Brown stuff, they went to England, and then rumours again that they went over to the New World and they landed in Nova Scotia at Oak Island, and that's where the famous money pit of Oak Island comes from, and they reckon it's all booby-trapped and there's a big treasure there somewhere. And again, there's TV shows on that, the brothers that have been looking for it for years and years and years. What happened to the Templars? Because obviously the Templars at that point couldn't be public, because as soon as they were found, then they would have been, killed. So that's where, as far as I'm aware, the first secret society was born, because then they had to do things in secret, and then the rumours are that they emerged as the Freemasons. I don't know how true it is, but there is a connection there.
So going to that, so with the Knights of the Templar, do they have ties in with, or do these others have ties in with them being like the Knights of the Maccabees, Knights of Malta, and all the rest of them? Or is that
I don't know.
Catholic sort of stuff, those guys? I
don't know. I've only known them as the Knights Templar, but they were in several different countries around Europe and everything, and I don't know if different countries would refer to them by a different name or anything like that, but they were the Knights Templar. They were the protectors of the secrets of the church. Now, we all know about what we were talking about many live streams ago, when we were talking about the secrets of the Vatican and some of the things that they hold there. So who knows what else they have there?
The only reason I was asking is because, with the Knights of Columbus, they were the largest Catholic fraternal organisation in the world with 1.9 million members on 3 continents. That can't be that much of a secret then, can it?
No. And then, and then obviously there's a certain German secret society, which is probably the most famous or infamous of secret societies known everywhere in the world. And I've seen their name pop up on a lot of T-shirts and things. And that would be a certain word that, if you flip it upside down, still reads exactly the same. The People of the Light, which you would know as the Illuminati. And I think they died off in the 1800s. It's funny how a lot of these secret societies die off. Have they actually died off, or have they just actually re-embraced the secret part of the society, if you know what I mean?
So with that, they actually say that the Skull and Bones was also a predecessor to the Illuminati as well.
Well, come after them, yeah. But again, that's another one, and there's a lot of famous people in the Skull and Bones. We know a lot of them, and there's a lot that we don't know. But
they were founded in 1832.
Yeah,
and they were said to play a role in the plot to dominate the world, which kind of makes sense when you find out who's actually part of the Skull and Crossbones, or who has been part.
The Skull and Bones, yeah.
You got the Bushes, George Bush Sr. and Jr. You got John Kerry, William F. Buckley, Paul Giamatti, They were actually they actually got taken to court in was it 2009? They went to court because the descendant of the Native American leader Geronimo, who claimed the members of the Skull and Bones stole the skull of the Native American icon in 1918,
Yes,
and put it in a glass case.
yep.
That federal case was dismissed by a federal judge completely. Where I got confused there is they were an offshoot of the Illuminati, not a predecessor to the Illuminati.
Well, you see, this is the thing. You can't really prove who's involved with who, because while we know some of the names of these secret societies and the Skull and Bones, who are obviously the most crap secret society, because we know people who are in it, we know where their base is located, we know they exist. You know, we don't know the ins and outs of what goes on there and the different rituals and things that they have to go through. We don't know any of that, but we know they exist. So that's first thing about secret societies, which tell me they're not a very good secret society. You know?
No, well, there's a lot of secret societies like that, and you look at some of them, and some of their groups' missions, you look at it, it's like they sound really positive, but what are they really trying to hide?
And what are their accomplishments as well? I mean,
like you've like, on this list I've got, it's like the Loyal Order of the Moose, founded in 1888.
I've actually heard of that.
Their mission was providing health benefits to members.
And there's not
Like,
I mean, we can make our own secret society right here. I mean, it won't be secret because we just announced that we might make one, but you could do that. You know what I mean?
Loyal Order of the Moose. Well-known members: Bud Abbott, Lou Costello, James Stewart, Warren Harding, and Charlie Chaplin.
And you will actually find that there's a lot of actors and whatever in, not just actors, but famous people that people respect, and you might find they're involved in some of these shows and in some of these societies, and you just don't know it.
Like the United Ancient Order of Druids, founded in 1781, to pursue individual spiritual paths. Well-known members: Winston Churchill.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously, these people in power, they're going to be part of some sort of group.
Well, you know, there's, I mean, you can't see that there, but there's a certain ring there which is tied to a certain secret society. Now, I was approached to be you can't just roll up to a secret society and say, hey, I want to be a member. You have to be nominated, you have to be vetted, and then you have to go through the process. Now, apparently I had been nominated before I was even asked, and it's one that everybody knows about, and their symbols are known worldwide. Obviously, they're all over the Dan Brown thing. They're all over the Oak Island thing. They're all over American currency. In fact, the symbols of this particular secret society. And when I was told that I had been nominated, I thought, okay, what's involved in this? And the guy that nominated me said, I can't tell you the ins and outs. All I can tell you is our basics, which again I won't go into because it's a secret society thing. But hearing what he has to say, goes, yeah, I'd be involved in something like that. But then the reality of what is involved, I was like, yeah, nah.
but Gary, Harry Houdini was with them.
Oh, look, there are times when I think what would have happened if I'd have said yes, because I would have been the Grand Poobah or something by now, or I would have had my turn at it. You know what I mean?
You just gave it away there.
Yeah, well, whatever. But all right, this is totally going to give it away. I'm a martial artist, right? I've done martial arts most of my life, and the big thing that we go through is, as most martial artists know, you go through the grading system and the coloured belt system and things like that. When I find out that this secret society, which sounded really good, wear aprons and gloves, I was like, I'm not wearing an apron over a suit and this, that, and the other. And, you know, I don't mind the secret handshakes and all the different bits and pieces like that, but wearing an apron, and there are reasons for doing this, and obviously everybody by now has worked out that we're talking about the Freemasons, and they're all around, and they might have infiltrated even things like Scientology. And who knows if there's a super secret society within the Scientologists. I'm only saying that because we might as well bring them up.
I'm part of one, I could tell you, but it's a secret.
Mm-hmm. There you go. But yeah, secret societies, man, you know, how much do we know about them? I mean, you talk about the Illuminati, right? They disappeared in the 1800s. They were a German-based thing, but there were a lot of very rich people involved in that. Now, you talk about Blood and Bones, which are all college-based. There are other ones. I forget which one they're at. Are they?
Who's this?
Harvard or... Harvard's got theirs, and Stanford have got theirs, and Yale have got theirs, and I can't remember which ones are which, but they've all got these different societies, right? And then we talk about the New World Order, right? We're talking about very rich families who are probably very tied into some of these secret societies, because they've got to vet everybody if you're bringing them up to that sort of echelon of control, because I'm pretty sure they control everything, you know. World governments, they're just little corporations which are run by these guys, you know. They can drop a country here or drop a country there, whatever they want, based on what their requirements are. And secret societies are...
Oh, you're back.
Oh, you dropped out for a bit.
That was a lot of catching up to do.
I don't know what I was talking about, but my recording was still recording, so... I was just saying there's a lot about secret societies that we will never know.
Maybe they were interfering.
Oh, you know what?
It's Tom Cruise and his friends.
We mentioned the apology thing again. And as soon as we do that, we have issues. So I'm pretty sure they are monitoring us. That's a bit spooky. But again, we'll never know because they're a secret, you know. And then, you know, you talk about different secret societies, and I'm sure there are secret societies within just about every part of life, you know. We're just never going to know. A really good secret society we're never going to know about. So,
there's probably lots that I didn't mention full stop.
Well, there was that film, I can't remember which one it's called now, the one that had Matt Damon?
My name is Matt Damon.
Yeah, He did that show, that movie, which was on the Blood and Bones as well. And I'm sorry, but when you're making movies and you're popping up all across media everywhere, you're not very good at keeping a secret. I mean, this is how good secret societies are, right? Do you remember when 9/11 happened?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Do you remember that infamous scene? Not scene, but the president, George Bush Jr., was at a school doing a reading to the kids when the guy leaned over in his ear and turned around to him and told him what had happened, and you see the shock on his face. But what's more shocking is when you see him reading to the kids and you look at the book is upside down. So how intelligent are some of these people in these secret societies?
And that just goes up to show also that with our last episode,
I have a feeling we might not make too many more episodes after this one.
No.
We'll suddenly disappear from YouTube.
No, but not just that. You look at other things of that sort of nature for that same event, and it just doesn't add up.
No.
So these secret societies, you could probably dub them as stupid societies, or are they just doing it because that's how dumbed down we are?
I'll tell you something else. When I was doing my apprenticeship, we did printing for a secret society. Printing for a secret society. They didn't even have their own people to print their own secret documents. We printed them for them. So I read all of that. And when they realised what they'd done, they tried to recruit me into that one as well, to the point where they showed me their little secret handshake and what was involved. And I got given a couple of stickers and this, that and the other. And it was an Australian secret society. And I just laughed and I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. One, because I don't drink. And one of the prerequisites of this one is you had to drink. And it just proves the point that they're not all smart.
No.
So it's and that can, there could be the secret society of cookie cutters or knitters. break dancers, you name it. Well, actually, there is a secret society that I was part of. I'm not anymore, and that's to do with the martial arts. But that's not that's not a conspiracy type secret society. That was just it was a multidisciplined one, which we will never mention again. But yeah, it's a good little topic to go into. I can see you're Googling away at the moment.
Yeah, you see that a lot of these secret societies are male-based as well.
Yes.
There's not a lot of secret. Or there may not be any secrets. I'm sure there is some, but documented that are female.
I am at risk if I say what I've got going on in my head right now about what you're talking about. We will lose a whole lot of viewers because how successful will
Look, women can't keep secrets.
Oh, actually, they can. They can, because I found out about what Lynn bought me for Christmas, and she'd been dying and busting to tell me about it for weeks, and I'm absolutely stoked. But she was able to keep the secret until Christmas morning. So,
it's because you didn't waterboard her. That's why. But there is actually one in Perth that you can't find any information about, and I've heard about several times. You've probably heard about them as well. The whole coven of the 13 tree. That's all I'm saying on that one.
Yep. They're out there. They're out there, mate. They're out there.
They are.
The trick is to... You don't know how many of your friends are actually involved in these secret societies at any given time. And you don't know if you're being vetted or if you're being scrutinized as a possible future member. And you wouldn't ever find out unless you crossed a certain threshold where they go, yeah, this person deserves a crack. And then an initiation thing is started. And they're all around. You know, not all of them are world-changing secret societies, but they are around.
Some could start off like the Masons did, with the whole thing of it's a family and a brotherhood.
Well, the other thing about them as well is that originally it was a society of stonemasons. That's where it originally came from, because what they would do is they would help people out by making things for them, and they were appreciated, so people helped them out, and it created this whole thing. And then some people said, well, look, let's just do it as a secret for people. You know, we will help them out, but they don't need to know who's helping them out. Just they're being helped. And that is how it was described to me anyway when I was approached, is that they help people out, but they don't necessarily want people to know that they're helping them. And I love that. I love that idea.
But another thing I love about them as well is a big thing for them is the only time you look down on someone is when you're giving them a hand up.
Correct.
And that's a big thing.
And this is what I was saying. Remember how I said to you, a lot of their philosophies I was totally aligned with. I appreciated everything that they said, but it was just some of the more practical sides of it that I was a bit nut. If it hadn't have been for that, I don't know what level I would have been, because it's like martial arts when you go into the Masons.
You can't past 2, so that's where you'd be stuck.
You keep working your way up, and the person who nominated me had already been the Grand Poobah of his lodge. So again, I'm not going to say anything, but they do have things here in Perth. I won't say any more than that.
I'm trying to figure out what this movie is with Matt Damon.
I could Google it, but I'm sure people in...
Wasn't Good Will Hunting, was it?
Don't think it was that one. No, I think it was called like Blood and Bones or something like that. I can't remember, but he went through the initiation process.
I'm guessing it wasn't Oppenheimer.
No, this is years old. This is back from the 90s or the early 2000s. 90s? Just do a Google search, Matt Damon and Blood and Bones, and it'll pop up with a video cover for you. Oh, well, we're just about out of time anyway, so I suppose we can always throw it up in the comments.
Well, if someone can, yeah.
But
The Good Shepherd.
The Good Shepherd, that's the one.
I just typed in Matt Damon Secret Society movie.
Yeah. It's definitely worth a watch. It's definitely worth a watch. So, and you know, there's other shows. Oh, what's that show about the vampire? Not the vampires, the werewolves and stuff, and the Secret Society of the Blue Rose or the Hermetic Blue Rose or something like that. That's a show on Netflix, and I enjoyed that.
Sorry, I must have dropped out again because you were like,
you didn't mention Secret Societies, did you? I didn't mention that one that we always talk about.
I could have secretly been thinking of it.
Oh man, they've hacked into your brain now.
Well, joke's on them. That thing's like a bloody circus. It goes round and round in circles.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, I don't know if you heard what I was saying about Matt Damon and Don't Look Up. No. That was tying into other things of societies and things not being released to people.
Oh, we've lost him again. Oh no. I think we're going to have to call this one because it appears the secret societies are shutting us down.
Hang on. Matt Damon, Scientology.
You've said it again. Oh, he is a Scientologist, isn't he?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Apparently he's a Christian.
Does that work with Scientology?
Is Matt Damon a Scientologist?
I think Ben Affleck is, though.
He is, and they're good friends.
Yeah.
I've got a funny feeling he could be.
Uh-oh, we better stop talking about that then.
It says he's a Christian, but because you type in Matt Damon and it comes up with all the stuff about Brad Pitt, and then
oh, I was just watching you then and you've actually frozen. All right. I think we're going to call it now because we're not having...
Wow, there we go.
You got shut down.
We're going to get in trouble.
I think we better call this one now before you get blocked again.
Fernando's going to love this episode.
I am leaving those in, man. I am leaving those big gaps in. Shit. Oh, no. All right. We shouldn't have talked about secret societies. I thought you'd gone again for a sec then.
No, my eyes moved and was like, damn it.
All right. I think we better call it. Yeah. All right. If you guys like secret societies and you want to hear more about that,
don't mention that one.
Don't mention that other one, which isn't really secret, but although it was on the news that JT has actually left them now for real. And we were talking about that when we actually did the show on them.
Who?
You know, the male singer dancer from Greece. Mm-hmm.
Jonna Pavlova.
Yes. Are you doing that again, or are you being a smart ass, or is he